I would like to color in a coloring book. No, I want to paint a picture.
Okay.
I've been told I have to paint a picture.
No.
Yes, I have been told that.
I'm cheersing.
I'm going to paint your... No, not until we get into it.
I'm cheersing myself.
Jump right.
Not bubble again.
I would like to paint you a picture. Hear me out.
Please do.
All right. So,
God.
okay, this picture, sir, is... I want you to picture, and I mean, I love us, and I love the way we talk, and I love our banter. But this is a PG picture, okay?
Oh, progressive conservative.
Yes. No, that's PC.
Just seeing if you're paying attention.
All right.
Let's go, PG.
All right, here's a picture. Our wives approach, my wife, your wife, approaches us and says, hey, our best friend is getting married. Okay? We are going to do a bachelorette trip in Las Vegas for the weekend.
Okay.
It's in his, God, I don't want to go. The kids have soccer and dance. I've got
not our
laundry
wives.
I got to do.
Girls in general.
Just girls in general.
Yeah, more realistic.
It's an unfortunate circumstance, but we're doing a bachelorette party in Las Vegas. Okay? It's a weekend party. Here's what's going to happen, for your comfort.
I can see the arguments already.
No arguments, because...
No, not on me. But
no, I know, but from the women's point of view...
Scheduling.
Here's how they tell... Yeah, no, I mean, well, I got to get them to hockey, and I got to get them to soccer, and cook the meals, and whatever. But okay, it happens. We live on the fly. But for your comfort, so let's role play this out. I'm your wife. Hey, my best...
You're a bottom.
That's not right. That's not right. So, hey, hubby, I have to go to Las Vegas this weekend. My best friend of 30 years is getting married.
It wouldn't be this weekend.
A month from now.
Okay.
Best friend's getting married. Well, what are you doing in Las Vegas? Nothing bad. We're going shopping. We're going to have a spa day, mani-pedis. We're going to go take a ATV tour of the desert. Now it's a bachelorette party. So we are doing that. We're gonna catch a magic mic review.
I already know
see the thunder from down under. You know what I mean? Okay. Have a couple of drinks and blah blah blah. Now here's my question for you.
Yeah.
No, we won't do that.
No,
yet.
We'll just tell this.
Okay. So here's the picture. The picture I'm painting. The old Bob Ross little happy trees over here, right? A little moon.
This will be our little secret.
This will be our little secret. A little happy place. A little indigo brown over here in the corner. A little brown town over in Las Vegas.
He's so good.
He is good. He used to ruin pictures at the end. You're like, no, 45 minutes in, don't put a tree there, you idiot. Then you're like, that's the best tree I've ever seen. Anyway, I'm your wife. I come to you. I'm a month from now. We're going to Las Vegas. I don't want to go. It's inconvenient, but I'm going. And I'm going with a group of girls. They're all the people we know in common.
Okay.
So, and I'm sharing a room with my best friend, Shelly. Yep. Right? And we're going to shop and have spa days. We are going to see a magic mic review. That's important. And then have a couple meals. I'll be home Sunday night. You can pick me up at the airport at 8. Everything's good. Okay?
Yep.
How you feeling?
I don't care.
Yeah. First of all, I think most men would be like, let's get into it. I think most men would look at that situation and say, 3 days to myself. Even if I got the kids.
So that was honestly my first thought.
Like,
and it wasn't about by myself. It was like it was 3. Okay, I got 3 days to do
staycation.
Yeah, whatever I'm going to do that I don't have to worry about.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll get the kids a sitter and have Keith over to drink whiskeys for the night. Shoot a podcast
during the day. What does it matter?
Whatever. Yeah. Not to say freedom, but staycation.
It's not freedom. Yeah, it's just something that you don't necessarily have to worry about what the other person's going to say.
We've done an episode of me time.
Me time to have. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. No. Nothing out of the norm.
Let me ask you right away. First of all, when your wife says this to you, and this is an honest to God question, is she going down there to cheat on you? Is that the first thought that happens in your head?
Yeah.
Oh, you dickhead! Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Oh. No, not whatsoever. First of all,
yeah. Why would anybody cheat on this?
Why would anybody? Yeah. Like you go pay what you want to watch those guys dance, but the moves are at home.
Right. I got a little Magic Jeff here.
At this stage in my life, Should I be worried? No. Am I going to be worried? No, I'm more worried about safety than being cheated on.
Is she going to get her luggage robbed at the airport? Is anybody there to look after her and make sure the Uber driver doesn't take her credit card? But there's no world in which I'm thinking
she got it too good at home to cheat. She knows it would be a bad situation.
I mean, when you got all this,
it's not even just this. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Like it's a whole list of things. No,
the honestly, last emotion that I would be the last emotion I would be feeling is jealousy. That's the last. And that's me personally. Okay, but I'm not. There's first of all on the list of my top 10 concerns. In that top 10, nowhere does it say she's going to have sex with another man. Nowhere. It might be. I want to go to Vegas too.
Yeah.
How much is she going to spend on gambling? I would rather be playing blackjack because I'm a better.
Well, that's probably the first. How much is going to cost us?
Right. Yeah. Let's talk about the logistics of it. But nowhere in there am I saying, our marriage is in jeopardy.
I can't even think of how many stages down I would have to come up with that.
Before you think my wife's going to be adulterous.
I would be, at that point, I would be just throwing...
way down here.
Yeah, throwing stuff out just to fill up a void.
Yeah.
No.
But let's break this down a little bit before you say that. Because in there, your wife disguised it to you because we role-played this and your wife said, it's innocent. We're going to take an airplane ride down. I'm sharing a room with Sheila.
Stop for a second. The moment she said it's innocent, she's cheating on me.
Oh, I hate that.
There's no reason to say it's innocent.
I guess.
It's just we're just going to have a thing.
I mean, it's really a matter of fact type of thing. So
but you don't have to say that out loud, right?
The fact that they would have to provide that comfort saying nothing's going to happen. Well, of course nothing's going to happen. Why would I even?
That's what a guy says.
Yeah, I think because we know we're in trouble if we say and here's the point of the episode. Here's the let's get into it part of it. If we went to our wives and said, sweetie, me and Jeff and 2 other guys are going down. Don't worry, me and Jeff are splitting a room.
Oh,
blind leading the blind. Like immediately when we talked about, hey, is the adulterous thing on the top 10 list? It's not even in our probably top 20, maybe in the top 20 somewhere, but it's not. Immediately, I think that's number one.
It'd be joking, and it would be honestly for me would be joking like. Somewhere down, if it had to be in the top 20, let's say 19.
Right.
And then even at that point, it would be like, hey, if the guy's got a lot of money, hey.
Yeah. Indecent proposal. If it's $1 million,
sign that check,
that's
baby.
American, lady.
Sign that. You know what our dollar's worth right now?
Call me first.
I'm retired. I am retired the moment you drop trowel on that one.
Yeah. Now, interesting. We talked about this a little while ago, and actually, I believe your wife was in the room, and she said, hey, this is not a fair conversation to do a podcast about because Keith and Jeff, you two, she calls it, you two are a little more relaxed and laid nonchalant.
Yeah, we're not the super
It's not that you don't
right?
care about your wife or I don't care about mine. We both love our wives unconditionally, as has been proven.
Oh no, I have conditions.
You have conditions. But the point is we trust and we value and I think we're just mature and masters of our own domain. We're confident enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she did point out, your wife has said, hey, hang on, you guys are a different breed. There are lots of our friends whose husbands that have a problem with this. And maybe I don't understand that, but I'm thinking about a few of my friends. I'm like, well, maybe they would have a problem with their wives going down. But I don't know if I don't know of any of my friends who'd say, if my wife goes, she's cheating on me. I think they'd be more like, she's spending money we don't have. Why does she get a vacation we don't get? But I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I struggle with this, but I don't know many of them who'd say, I think my wife's going to cheat. Because if you're in that relationship, buddy, this isn't about a trip to Vegas anymore. Get some counseling and get out.
Okay, well, I think pulling back, I think leading into this, maybe we kind of blended this a little too much. So the initial picture painting was the girls going down for a bachelorette party to Vegas, and it was just your generic bachelorette party.
Yep.
Dinner, dancing, Thunder Down Under, that sort of thing. Probably some gambling here or whatever, blah, 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 blah. We are pretty open to that. I don't know how many men would be. I have no idea. Maybe there's a percentage that isn't. I'm sure there is.
Sorry, keep that thought. I would love the men to comment on our episode because please comment on TikTok or YouTube. I want to know your actual opinion on this. Who would say no and why would you say no? I genuinely, maybe we're the two wrong guys. I don't know why I would say no to that.
Okay, and so leading to that would be, so that picture is painted. both of us instantly are like, yeah, that's okay. It is what it is. It's going to be. Flip it.
Okay. I'm glad you
But we
just said
can't answer that. But I think we can.
I'm glad you just said that. And you hate my movie quotes, but I'm going to do it, Jeff Bright. I'm going to do it. Where's that voice?
For anybody that hates
is there one that makes me
stuff?
Is there one that makes me sound like Matthew McConaughey?
Yes.
All right.
No.
That makes me sound like Barry White and Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Okay.
We're back to normal. Here, I'm going to just do the regular Keith voice, Matthew McConaughey. There was a movie called A Time to Kill, late 90s. Sam Jackson, Matthew McConaughey. It was a black girl, 10 years old, who got raped by a white man in the South years ago, court trial. And in the final deliberation of the jury, the final statements, Matthew McConaughey's the lawyer, and he says, folks of the jury, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to paint a picture. Like we painted a picture for this episode. And he said,
that's how we should have did it.
Beautiful little girl playing on the swings, the sun going down her hair, her braids flying in the air, and blah, blah, blah. You're her parents. And this little girl is assaulted. And everybody's thinking about it, blah, blah. And he says, now. And this was the twist, the big whole I see dead people turn of the movie. And he says, now imagine the girl is white and the man is black. And bam, this guy's done for death. That's the end of the jury because holy cow, we just reversed the switch. And this is where I'm going with this comment that you just made. Now, we just talked about a whole different scenario. We talked about, for the women in the audience watching, an innocent girl's trip to Vegas. Now I want you to imagine you going to your wife saying, hey, Brent, just an innocent little bachelor party trip to Vegas. Just some guys. We might do some shopping, a little gambling, might catch the strippers one night. Be home Sunday night. You can pick me up at the airport. We're having a whole different conversation. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, but I don't think it's for what you think.
Walk me through that.
So I think
you don't think it's a double standard?
Personally, yeah, I do believe it is. In my situation, maybe not so much, but I think it's genuinely been stigmatized over the years. It's a completely double standard.
It's a double standard.
If girls go to Vegas, they are angels doing their thing. They're going to wear a sash that says I'm bride or bridesmaids, and they're going to get a few drinks. And then
let me say a little different. Sorry to cut you off. If 4 women go to Vegas and they're going out for a night, even if it's to the spa and then a nightclub and then the Magic Mike review, tell me about their outfits.
Oh,
Start with the lingerie, first of all. Are they wearing granny panties that night?
Of course not.
What are they wearing, Jeff, right? Start from the skin up.
Oh, yeah. So I can guarantee you this. That's why I say it doesn't happen in a weekend. It's months, probably a couple months.
These girls have planned their outfits before they packed.
Not only have they planned it, they have conversed about it.
They're buying shit off
They're going
Shein
together to buy. No, they're not going Shein. They're going La Senza or Victoria's Secret.
Right.
They're spending the money.
We got Jimmy Choo shoes. We got lingerie from Victoria's Secret. We got sleek outfits that.
What do we get on Valentine's Day?
Wow.
We don't get
that's
Jimmy
a whole
Choo.
different. Yeah.
We don't get
March 14th is a whole
Victoria's
different
Secret.
episode. But that
never happens. I had that conversation. 51 years old, never happened.
Didn't even know about it.
Sure, she didn't.
I know. I've been sending TikToks going after the fact.
They are fully full on. I mean, it is, but it's a very interesting, because I've had to ask about this. Because I always say, like, well, why would you dress up for that but not for this? And it's a twofold thing. From what I was told, women will dress to the nines. And I mean,
to impress other women.
They're to the nine. This isn't just.
Yep.
And not only is it tonight, it's also they'll change. And they'll do a last minute, they'll pull an audible last minute in order to try and do something different. Why? I didn't like that shirt. I didn't like that. Why didn't you? Well, because Laura had a crop top with a lingerie bra on it, and I got bigger boobs than Laura, so I'm showing those babies.
Yep.
So for one, this is what they say. I feel good dressed up. Then dress up like that around the house.
Yeah.
No, they don't. That's a lie. We'll call that out right now. Number 2, they're dressing to impress their girlfriends. Right?
We're getting off topic, but I swear to God, if I'm taking my wife out for dinner and a movie, I'm getting jeans and a bodysuit.
That's what I'm saying. This is
if
all
we're
part
going
of
out with You and your wife, she's dressed 10 times better. I did it for you, sweetie. No, you didn't. You did it to impress this other person's wife or your friend. Or, that's a thing. So
it is a thing.
If they're going down to Vegas for the weekend, they are planning outfits. They are lingerie. They are Jimmy Choo shoes. They are stilettos. They're their best purse.
So they're doing it for themselves. They're doing it for their friends. They're also doing it for the audience.
Let me ask you this, Jeff, right? And so here's the thing again. Just you and me. And you say to your wife, going out with Keith tonight. We're going to the casino, but we're also going to stop at strip club for one drink. But before you go, I mean a month before you go, you're ordering a tailor-made suit.
No.
Oh. You are going to get manicured. You're getting a tailor-made suit. You are putting on your best cologne.
Oh, I see where this is going.
And you're looking at your wife before you leave the door saying, does this coat match these shoes? Can I get a little just for men in my hair to cover up the gray?
Yeah.
You want to look your best. What's your wife feeling right now?
She's going to say, why?
What's the end game?
What for?
To impress Keith?
Yeah. Why are you doing that? She'll be like, obviously you're meeting somebody because it would have been a jeans and a button up.
Double standard.
There it is.
We've done episodes, and I think we could do episodes so we're dead in the face. But the point is, it's the double standard that I cannot handle anymore. We would look at our wives and say, enjoy your trip to Vegas. A pang, and I mean a momentary pang of jealousy. But we are maybe cynical. And as your wife pointed out some time ago, there are men who would be uncomfortable with their wives going to Vegas for the weekend. My question is, what are they uncomfortable about? So let's play devil's advocate. Do you have a friend who would be uncomfortable with his wife going away for the weekend like that?
Well, I didn't think I did. Well, yeah.
I guess I do too. But
let's
try and put ourselves in their mindset. What are you uncomfortable about? Do you think your wife's going down to have, not you, your friend who's going through, do you think that they're thinking, oh, my wife's going to go have sex? Because if they do, well, what's stopping them from doing that on a Thursday afternoon in our hometown?
I don't even know if it's about that. I don't even think it's about the sex part. I think it's about allowing another man to break into that pride.
Okay.
Did you get to that? So
yep.
I think it's it's a kind of a weird thing, and I have a lot of conversations about this. About it's not necessarily about the act of what would happen at the end of the night, which hopefully nothing. It's the fact that another lion is coming through and breaking into that mold, and she accepting that lion as, or even engaging in any form of allowing another man to make her laugh or buy her a drink or show her a good time or break into that, that circle of, what do you call it, marriage or sanctity or whatever it is. That is I think that's what a lot of men fear.
I guess.
Initially.
Yeah.
Initially. Because that's how it happens.
I get
some dudes just walk up and they have sex.
I think you would have to be an extremely insecure person. And maybe that's the case. I don't know what goes on in people's heads, but you'd have to be an extremely insecure person to say, I'm just not comfortable. Because other than, why are we not all driving Flintstones cars where we got to pedal with our bare feet and big stone wheels in the front? Why don't you have a piece of shit 1982 Rabbit, Volkswagen Rabbit in the front of your house right now? It gets you from A to B. Why don't you have an old jalopy that you got to crank from the front? Why do you have such a beautiful Ram truck out front? It make you feel...
Because I can?
Because you can.
I don't know if that's what
you know what I mean. For. The point is,
no, but why would they feel that way? That was kind of the question leading up. It was essentially, I think it's that old caveman attitude. The whole this is my pride, this is my woman, this is my house, this is my whatever. Going somewhere where you have no say or you have no protection, you have no anything, allowing your wife to go out and just because men, it doesn't matter if your wife is the most. The perfect person would never look at another man, would never take a drink from another, would never do anything. It doesn't matter. It's those men coming in. It's the evilness of the man coming in to attack that. And I think a lot of men feel, and they're insecure.
Can we play devil's? Can we play this out? Can
sure.
we? I mean, we're both the same guy, so it's hard for us. But I'm the man. Okay, I have but But no, what I want to play out here is this.
I think our listeners know.
It's a devil's advocate thing because I truly, truly mentally struggle to understand it. I can't put myself in those other people's shoes. I have what I believe is the hottest wife in the world. Okay.
Yep.
I'm in love with her. We're in a steady relationship. We're solid. I don't have any doubts or concerns. Now, I take my wife and I put her in a room full of 25 men.
Yeah.
Okay. She's at a work conference with 25 men in this thing. I don't feel jealousy. I look and if all 25 men are hitting on her, what I feel is, I'm pounding my chest here. Look at this. You all covet what I have. It's like owning a Ferrari. Well, you all want to look at my Ferrari? You want to take pictures with it? You want to test drive it?
Yeah.
Cool. You all envy me. That's kind of a macho thing for me to say.
I think initially that's how you feel.
That's initially how that is truly. That's why we buy Corvettes. Why do you buy a Corvette? Because it's comfortable? Fuck no, it's not
It's not comfortable. It's fast. It looks
fast, it looks good. And it makes me, I've achieved my goals, I've earned this in life, blah, blah, blah. But there's no world in which you buy that Corvette and say to yourself, I don't ever want anybody to look at this or drive this or even talk about it.
That happens.
What?
Not without a car, but within a relationship. I just had this conversation a little while ago about that. It blew my mind.
Why would I have the hottest wife in the world and say, I hope nobody ever looks at her, acknowledges that she's good looking, envies her? Yes, I want you to. Look at what I got and say, I wish I was Keith.
That's what this guy was like. Everyone was helping her, but no one was helping me. And these guys were pretty much going to give me a deal, just because they were talking to her. And I'm like, take the deal.
Take the deal.
Take the deal. Like, play it out. Let them. She's going home with you essentially.
Yeah.
I also think that is going back to insecurities. I think that is a thing that we talked about earlier. If you're thinking it, you've probably done it. You have a reason to do it. Like if you're thinking she's going to cheat,
get in trouble for this
probably
attitude.
cheated.
But if you are a liar, you think people are lying to you, and if you are a thief, you think people are stealing from you.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think it's
and
true.
If you are jealous, it's because if you think people are cheating on you, it's because you're a cheater.
Yeah.
I mean, I go back to this all the time. It's an
even
argument.
If it's thoughts.
And I shouldn't be, even the thoughts in your head.
May not be true.
It does not
thoughts.
occur to me that you would ever steal money out of my wallet.
I would.
It doesn't occur to me. You probably would.
I'm broke. So
I mean, I would be dumb gun to my head if somebody said, would you leave your wallet unattended in Jeff Bright's house for a week? For a week? I'd sign this guy over my will. It wouldn't bother me a bit. It'd be dumbfounded to think he would steal from me. There's no different emotion than if somebody said, would you allow your wife to go to a strip club? Of course.
Yeah.
I would be dumbfounded if I found out she did anything. First of all, I'm delightful. And extremely good looking.
You're a spring morning.
I would be dumbfounded. It wouldn't bother. But my opinion isn't right. That's just my opinion. And this is what the question I just asked you when we play devil's advocate. We keep getting off topic because we can't fathom this. But I do have friends who'd be like, I'd be uncomfortable with my wife going to strippers. Which leads me to the other conversation we just had, because men, describe to me, Jeff Bright, honestly, you've been to a strip club and it's been years. We don't like them, but describe to me what happens at a male strip club. Let's do that. You take the mic for the next 2 minutes. Describe to me the perfect night at a female strip club.
I'm going to the strip club,
and you're by yourself. You're not even with friends.
Yep.
When you walk in, describe the scene. Are all the guys high-fiving each other and playing finger puppets on the stage?
Not nothing.
Walk me through it, please.
It legit is the most boring place that there is.
Why is that? Because there's naked women in music.
Absolutely. Now, that being said, I have been to a few. I've been to a few different ones, good ones and bad ones. And some are, of course, it's birthday parties or bachelor parties. We just had to be there. Our friends that work there, or relatives that work there. Honestly, for the most part, it's this weird stigma that's been around because before I was 19, it was the same thing. The person that I was dating, you don't ever go to a strip club because only bad things happen there. What happens? I don't know what happens. What is it that happens? That's so bad. So then when you get there, it's very disappointing. It's extremely disappointing.
Disappointing? Hold on. There's music and naked women. How could that be disappointing? Walk me through it.
Well, because it's your Aunt Sandra, who's probably 65 dancing on the stage.
You're saying
The
it's
Def Leppard.
not Girls Gone Wild freaking Harvard grads on stage?
I've never seen it.
So this is, first of all, it's not a game.
I've never seen it. And once again, you have it's no different than anything else. You have the lead-ins, the prelims, and then you get up to the headliner. The headliner is usually someone fairly quite attractive who's a good dancer. But here, this is how it works. Depending on I think the venue, because they're all a little bit different. But for the most part, you walk in, you find where you want to sit, you sit, your hands are here, you sit there. Like watching a movie. And you just sit there. Well, I'm gonna go on stage and
I love this. You're comparing this to, honestly, it's like if you and I went to watch the newest James Bond movie at the freaking Cineplex. That's the atmosphere,
you're
right?
sitting there like this.
We're sitting there in a chair watching.
This is great.
Can you touch the girl?
You can try.
Hold on. Could you grab her bikini strap and go like this?
You could try.
What would happen?
First of all, you get your ass beat
Yep.
by Tyrone in the corner.
Right.
Or Jamal or Tom.
Let's say you're a little more wild. Let's say you don't touch, but you just want to be boisterous and go, bitch,
Now.
show me your titties. What are the other guys in the group thinking of you?
Loser.
So you're just going to sit
Don't
there
embarrass
quiet
me.
and at best enjoy your, how much is your drink? $3?
$12 probably.
Enjoy your
I'll have one drink will last all night.
So you're going to enjoy your overpriced drink after
Definitely
playing
not
a cover
turning it up.
charge.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut and just going to
Yeah.
watch in silence and then probably hate yourself in the morning thinking, what did I spend $200 on?
Now, that being said, once again, a venue, all venues are a little bit different, meaning that in my mind, some are kind of lower key. Now, that being said, when you go to a lower key venue, from what I've been through, you go in and it's a very low key. It's so boring. It just seems so down. There's no action. There's no anything. You will sit there at a table. Guaranteed a fine lady will come up and sit down beside you.
Absolutely. That's going to happen.
Smell absolutely atrocious with how much perfume they have. It's crazy how much it is. Yeah. They'll sit next to you. They'll cross their legs. They'll even put their leg on you. They'll really play that part.
Is it because they want you, Jeff?
So, of course it is. They want my money.
Right.
They don't want me. They want my money. And the whole thing is that. And if you say no, thank you like that, sometimes they're offended, sometimes they're not. But that's it. That's where it goes. Then they kind of leave. So then you watch on the stage and you put your hands down here and you sit and watch. Now, where it does get sketchy is there's always one guy. He's always the single guy, or he's the crazy guy, or he's the
show me your pussy, slut.
Yeah. The guy that you know you're getting beat up because he's in your group.
Yeah.
There's always that kind of guy, and he causes a commotion. Now, that being said, I can see why some people would say this is a sketchy thing for guys to go to, because there's the back room. So the back room.
Oh, the old VIP.
The VIP room. Sorry, that's the correct term. Which is a small booth that two people can sit down. And what happens is the lady will, for and it's like $20 or $30. I don't even know what it is.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Here's my memory, and I'm talking about 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Woodstock, Ontario, Studio 9.
Studio 9.
Was it Studio 9?
Yeah.
You go to the VIP room.
I'm
19. VIP room. Whoa. Okay, first of all, this isn't a room with a closed door. This is a room where some bouncer's looking at me like,
and he's walking by the whole time. He's pacing.
Like I'm nervous being in there. Right? It's not a good feeling.
Your hands are here.
Hands to your side.
Under your legs.
Actually, there's a towel that has to separate you and the girl, if I remember. They lay a towel on you so that they don't touch your clothing.
Maybe only clean ones. The dirty ones they did.
But here's what it was. If I remember correctly, it was a 3-song minimum at the time at $20 a song. So you go back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, here's the fun part for me. And I remember it's comical, really, because I just saw this woman's, I'm going to say twat. I saw her twat on stage. She was shooting ping pong balls out of this thing, right? It's,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's fully clothed. You want to go in the back room? Sure.
Yeah.
So you go in the back room and she's got jeans and a t-shirt on. And at the end of Motley Crue's Girls,
three songs to get to the dance.
She's got her shirt off. And I'm like, well, that was $20.
Yeah.
At the time, minimum wage was $7. So there's 3 hours pay. I just saw you naked, but now the second song, pants are off.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay for the third song? Well,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
we're almost there.
Right. Now they're kind of grinding on your lap a little with the towel dividing you. And then now you're $60 in. And I'm like, what? I got a $12 drink and a $60 dance to see something I just saw for free on stage.
On stage.
Closer.
But You can't touch. Your hands has to be
This
down.
is not a business model I approve of.
But we do.
Well, we
All
do.
the guys
Men
do.
are idiots.
And I think everyone thinks that when you get back to the VIP room, it's you're full on.
Yeah.
And you're having coitus with these girls. Oh my God, there's nothing.
VIP
Now, I have
stands
heard
for
it.
a very important person. I think in
heard
this situation, it's a very ignorant peon. Like
Peon. Yeah. Now, that being said, like I said, I've heard of maybe some things happening, but has it?
Right.
Has it?
Yeah, I know.
Because you know what? It's funny. This whole thing has brought up a lot of memories of doing a whole bunch of bachelor parties, throughout the days.
Yeah.
Where oh my God, it's so funny because some of these guys are like, some of the guys the next day they're not on the way home. Like, I fell in love. Oh my God, I love this girl. Why? She loved everything about me. She's going through the same thing as I am. She's going through college, the same thing I am. She loves the same political view, same color. Oh my God, she complimented my jeans. How much did you spend tonight? Like $600 on this one girl. Of course she did.
Okay.
There's some girls that love it. There are good ones and bad ones, but no matter what, I'm going to say out of 99.9% of the stories I've heard, dudes are like, this chick's pretty cool. She's just paying her way through college. Just doing her. Absolutely nothing happened. Has something happened? Maybe. A couple guys have said they did, but has it?
I've known guys who won money on scratch tickets. It's rare. It happens. But
does
God,
it?
please
But
don't
does
judge
it? Because I know Tyrone that's walking, he ain't letting it happen. Because I know before, sometimes your hands are under your legs, and he'd be like, "Put your hands under your legs." You're like, "Yes, sir." Sorry.
Yeah.
And then the girl's doing her dance.
It's as, for men, at least I think, it's as innocent and as uncomfortable as people could be. If you're...
It's definitely uncomfortable.
It's
yeah.
it's not a decent situation. Now,
that being said,
I want to talk... Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Now imagine in reverse. And we know this. We know this from videos of dancing bears. We know this from our wives talking. We know this from girls growing up because we're 50 fucking years old. We gotta really figure out that button. Yeah. Here's the point. All of these women, have you ever seen a group of women at male strippers? I'm talking dongs flying.
Yeah.
And the point is, none of these girls are sitting innocently like at a movie theater watching with their hands folded
are not
in their
under
lap.
their legs.
They are high-fiving each other. They are talking to other women across the bar who are complete strangers. They're making eye contact going, look at this thing. They are lifting the towel. They are smacking ass. They are doing everything that would get a guy kicked out of a strip club. And honestly,
that's okay.
It's okay. Society dictates. They can see each other. Here's one for you. We've talked about this. We joke about this. But you're on a business trip. Somebody says, oh, let's go to a strip club that you haven't been to in 10 years. You walk in and you lock eyes with 4 real estate agents from Tillsonburg or from our small town. And you're like, this is uncomfortable. And you just kind of give that
we're
nod.
okay.
And nobody talks about it ever again.
Yeah.
But if your wife walked into a male strip club and there was all kinds of girls from town, they'd all be talking and, we should do lunch on Tuesday. And
they're giddy and dancing and bouncing.
High tea on Sunday. They're not ashamed.
I'll never forget
where we're going to.
The first part, the first time that when I was 19 or so, or 18, whatever it was, the girl that I was dating was, you can't even drive by one. Like, if we're going down a road, is that a strip club? Pull over. We'll walk around. We'll go through the field or something. So it was horrible. Like, she was extremely sort of thing. And then I had a relative who was a bouncer at these units or at these venues, and they did a male review in our town. And he called me the next day and he said, look, they're doing another one in 2 weeks. You need to come here right around 12:30.
Fish in a barrel.
He said, you would not believe these friggin' women. And this is the first time I've heard of this. This is the first time I realized that there is a complete double standard in this situation. He said, these women are nuts. They are bouncing off their chairs. They're standing on their chairs. They're pulling their bras and panties off and throwing it on stage.
Can you imagine that just by the way at a male, like never seen
You can't.
that.
Well, it would never happen. It would never happen.
Yeah.
They're reaching under the towel and you're doing a little jerk. That guy is stirring their drink with his schlong. They are like doing things like humping on stage and doing the full thing, doing the full night. And he said the best part is around 12:30, they shut down at 1:00. These girls are primed pickings.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there because everything you just said is true. So here's the thing I was talking about earlier. Reverse this episode by 15 minutes because what I said was a cheater thinks you're cheating, a liar thinks you're lying, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A thief thinks you're stealing. This is what's true of women going to a male strip club. So they believe this is what men are.
Yeah.
Woo, high five, straight. No.
It legit.
It is an awful situation.
It's so boring.
It's an awful
I can't even
situation.
prove this point.
But the point is, what they would do at a strip club is 100% different than what we would do because they believe it. But this is a valid devil's advocate that actually your always brought up is the difference is if the male stripper came over to that group of women and said, let me have sex with one of you right now, every woman, although they're touching, grabbing, giggling, and blah, 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 would all say, no, we're married with kids.
Yeah.
They would honestly say that.
Yep.
Where,
Some,
and I would say,
not all.
no, some not all. But if 10 guys were at a female strip club, even innocent, and a girl came over and said, who's
looking here?
Who's
working?
Who can I fillet?
Yeah.
3 or 4 hands are probably going up legitimately.
I don't even know if that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because you know why?
I think there's a couple guys that ruin it for the girls, and I think there's a couple girls that ruin it for the
Well, I
you
think
know what I mean?
Oddly enough, the rule of thumb is you never did anything. You don't do anything with a stripper because she pretty much has every known disease.
Right. You're getting the HIV.
So if she come over and asked, oh man, there might be a guy, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But even then he would be like, should I? And maybe he's too drunk that he would. But as far as I'm concerned, never happened with me.
No.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it happen.
It's just a thing.
What was the other thing I was going to say?
Well, you were talking about how and the fish in the barrel thing at the end of the night.
Talk about double standards.
Okay.
Fish in the barrel at the end of the night. You go out to the strip club and you come home. You've had a few drinks. You're not rowdy, but you've had a few drinks and you've had a good time with the boys. You've probably talked more about cars and poker and stuff, at the strip club than what you would at the thing or the game or whatever. So then you come home and you're like, I'm kind of primed a little bit because I'm a guy. I've had a few drinks. When you go into the bedroom, what's happening?
You're probably in trouble for smelling like cigarette smoke.
Cigarette smoke. Yeah. That's still a thing, probably.
You know what I mean? And then, and
Lexus had crawled up around you and put her arms around you. Hey, big boy, you want to...
Oh, you're going home to nothing that night. You're probably in trouble for having gone out.
Yeah. So there's multiple layers of you smell like smoke, you smell like whiskey, you smell like girls' perfume.
You're not going to go home and say to your wife, let's get it on. That's not happening.
Okay. So that's what I was getting at. So normally that's the situation. Go to bed, clean yourself up, go to bed, and we will definitely be talking about this in the morning. Girls go out, girls come home.
Zip.
They are primed up. Yep. Legit, ready to go, ready to do whatever it takes. Do you say, you smell like smoke. You smell like Dolce and Gabbana. I don't even know what a cologne would be.
Well, it's called perfume.
They smell like perfume. Cologne.
What are you saying?
Are you saying no?
No, that's it. Yeah.
You're getting it down because they are rocking it. They are in that mode. They're in that P-star mode, right?
I gotta ask. We're talking about the double standard of it all. I think where I'm going with this is society dictates that men are pigs.
Yeah.
Men are.
Some men make that a pretty easy
every movie
case,
that we see, and it sells Hollywood films. It's the slutty strippers and the blah, blah, blah. And it's the, when somebody says, I'm going to Las Vegas, you think sex, drugs, rock and roll. No, it's overpriced drinks, it's shopping, and it's, Cirque du Soleil. But it still has the stigma. And I think it's the same as strip clubs these days. Oh, we're going to the strip clubs. Oh my God, you're going into a back room to have hanky-panky with a slut?
It's still there.
No.
It's still there.
Right. I would be more nervous. I just wouldn't. But I still don't understand the stigma of men saying, I don't want my women going away from me.
Interestingly enough, I was going to bring this up earlier. If you go to, I think it's called, we just went by it, Mints in Niagara Falls. Mints.
Sure.
It's a strip club.
Spearmints?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I never been there. I don't know.
Not me with this guy.
No, I think it's called mints or peppermints or something, where it's female dancers up on the main floor and then male dancers underneath. So it's the best of both worlds. We actually went one time. I don't even remember why. There was what was the group? We went. We were up at the women because all the girls were like, "Well, I want to see what you guys are watching." We left. We were there maybe 15, 20 minutes, not even a drink. Went downstairs to the male strippers because it was a party.
That's the thing. You went down to where the guys are dancing on stage?
Yeah.
Walk me through that.
Well, that's just what we did because it was boring upstairs. The girls were like, this is boring.
I would have thought the opposite.
I know what it was.
I would have thought the girls would have come up to join you and be like, oh, this is cute.
No, we were together.
Okay.
Like all the girls guys were together. We went to the female strippers because a lot of the girls were like,
you'd feel comfortable walking into a stage where guys are walking with their schlongs.
Are you kidding me? I'm alpha.
No, I get it. You're
like
saying,
there's nothing that would be. I don't have what they have. I know that.
I don't have the answer to this, but you're welcome there. Like, could I walk into a male strip club tomorrow and just sit and have a drink?
Sure, why not? Those guys don't care.
Honest question.
They're not coming up to you grinding on you.
No. But do gay guys go watch male dancers?
I would think so. Why not?
Not that I hang around strip clubs, but I don't know that I see lesbian women hanging around strip clubs.
Not because why? Strippers are lesbians?
Do gay guys?
Oh no, they don't have to be. They don't have to be.
Do gay men go to male strippers?
Probably.
Huh?
Why not?
Are male strippers gay?
No. Well, maybe some are.
I don't know. Jeez, this is a really good.
You don't have to be gay to be a stripper. I don't think it matters either way. It was the point of. Sorry, but in my situation, the girls came up to see the women because they wanted to see what was for the people that haven't never seen. What's the big to do? It was boring. We sat there for like 3 songs. Well, this is boring. A couple went downstairs to check it out. They came back up. It's a party.
Let's get down there.
Let's get downstairs.
Because
we all left and went downstairs.
Yeah.
So total, it was a party.
We should be wrapping up, but I got to make one more good point on this in this regard. When wives go to strip clubs with their husbands, do you know what ends up happening? And this is a thing, and I do remember from the earlier days. You get an amateur night where somebody's wife gets up on stage and she's like, I'm going to win the amateur competition.
Yeah.
My God, that's a whole different ball of wax.
That's a whole different ball of wax.
Now there's an achievable woman who's good to go tonight. That guy's the luckiest bastard in the world. That's more attractive than the girls who take their clothes off for money because those girls aren't DTF. Those girls are
10,000,000%. Yeah. We've had it happen.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. We had that happen, and one of our friends got on stage, and I was like, I am very turned
If we went to a strip club and my wife went with me and said, it's amateur night, I'm getting on stage, we wouldn't even make it out of the parking lot before I'm railing her in the back seat. That would be so hot. But the girl on the stage, that's just some slut doing it for money.
Do you think your wife would go on stage?
You know what? Yes. And I'm going to say this, knowing that she probably watch this episode and give me hell one day. But the thing is first, it would turn me on a lot. Second,
I'm already ready,
I would already be looking at every guy on the stage going, that's mine. And I wouldn't be concerned of blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking she's shooting ping pong balls. I'm talking just looking good. Even down to her lingerie. I'd be feeling like the cock of the walk.
Absolutely.
I would be peacocking that.
And that is the double thing. That is the two different things of how men think of their wives.
It would be extremely, I would feel proud. First of all, it would be my emotion. Never jealous. I would feel proud. I would feel turned on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to share.
We could make this happen.
Yeah, but also I'd be like,
share.
hell yeah.
Ride home.
Sorry, babe, we're
I think
walking.
I'm driving. It's my truck. Someone's getting.
No, it would be kind of cool. And at the same time, I'd be like, good for you for like putting it out.
Putting it out there.
You know what I mean? That's a sexy thing. It's the
that's
vibe.
A major thing.
It's not the look. My wife could be 600 pounds, and I'd be like, good for you. That's
making it happen.
The self-confidence of making it happen.
That's attractive.
And you're not up there to take advantage of men. You're up there because this is sexy time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Whereas strippers are up there being like, which one of these schmoes can I take?
Do you know what I'm more interested in than anything? Watching your wife strip. I cannot wait till we go to Niagara Falls the next time.
Babe, we're not going to Niagara Falls. Jump right. Good episode.
I'm out.